My name is Katie, and I am the mom of a 6-year-old girl, and I chose to bottle feed formula over breastfeed. The reason I did that is because I had severe postpartum depression. I was bonding with my daughter. That wasn't really the problem. It was more life circumstances and all of the extra hormones and all that stuff just did not help me. I produced enough milk, but I just wasn't ready. I also did not have a supportive partner. He believed that my breasts belonged to him and not to our child. I'm no longer with this person. But those two factors really sealed the deal. I could not keep up physically with how much my daughter was wanting to eat either. I couldn't sleep when she was sleeping, so it would tire me out even more, which egged on the depression. I wasn't drinking enough water. I wasn't getting enough sunshine, lots of all those things. I wasn't treating myself like a good house plant. So I chose to bottle feed formula because I really didn't feel like I had another choice.
But the reason I chose not to breastfeed is because after I gave birth, I was exhausted, I was in pain, and I was sad. If I wasn't pumping, I was feeding, and if I wasn't feeding, I was pumping, and if I wasn't feeding or pumping, I was eating lactation cookies and drinking lactation tea, and my entire focus was on feeding my child from my breast, which, makes sense as a mother, but I was depressed, I was sad, I had a lot of anxiety, and I realized that I just wanted to stop and focus on making myself feel better. And so the moment I decided to stop pumping and stop breastfeeding, it was about maybe 2 weeks. I felt instantly better. I felt a huge weight lifted off of my shoulders, and not only was I happier, but my husband was happier and my baby was happier, which to me was the most important. So we weaned and we just went on down the road, and he's been happy and healthy and fat ever since.
Hey, I'm Rachel. I'm a 37-year-old mom to 3 young kids and a birth trauma survivor. I wanted to talk today about why I am passionate about changing the narrative of breast is best to fat is best. Before everybody gets crazy, I am all for it. I believe 100% in educating everyone worldwide about the benefits of breastfeeding so that each mom can make a personal and educated choice for themselves. But I do have to say that my eyes were opened 18 months ago when I suffered birth trauma. During that time, my pituitary gland was damaged and my ability to make milk was taken away, and thus the choice to breastfeed. I can't tell you how heartbroken and gutted I was that I was unable to do that for my son Eden. And on top of that, I felt these extra layers of guilt and shame each time that I fed him. And that could be at home by myself, that could be with family and friends, or that could just be in public. This idea that I was doing something bad for my baby, that I was doing something less than, it just broke my heart, and I think it perpetuated my mental illness of anxiety and depression to become worse. That really opened my eyes when realizing how damaging that it was to me, because how many times a day do we feed our baby? And how many times a day did I tell myself that I wasn't doing a good enough job? So in knowing that now and being a bit stronger, I just want to be a voice for all the mamas out there that need to make the difficult one of choosing formula over breast, and that why does it have to be one or the other that's best? Why can't we just say that feeding our baby is best? Because regardless of the decision that brought us there, it's the best one for mom. So in turn, that's the best one for both mom and baby, because mom is the lifeline to the health and wellness of not just herself, but of those she cares for. And I just think it's very important to change this story that we tell ourselves for the mental health of all mamas everywhere.